Perfect. So welcome back to another masterclass with 7 Ways to Wealth. I am bringing on our guest speaker, which I'm super excited about. Her name is Venece, and she owns a business called Storied Marketing Group, and she has helped several small businesses scale to 6 and 7 figures. So she is going to be bringing on the gems tonight and telling you guys everything about marketing. Okay. So, and actually like automating it, which is a lot of what we need to do. So everyone needs help in marketing and everyone needs help with automations and systems. So this is a good friend of mine's, Venece, and I am so excited that she agreed to do this masterclass. So Venece, thank you for coming. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I am super happy to be here. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, I could.
Okay.
Yes.
So excited to see those of you that I can see. And for those of you that I can't see, hello anyway. Hi. So my name is Venece. I am a Chicago native that moved to Florida. And when I was on my way down, I found that I couldn't actually find a job that was in my field that was paying me the good living that I was making up north. And so I had a decision to make. If I was coming down, I needed to start a business and I needed to start one quickly. And so I took my last job and turned it into a business. So just to give you a little bit of background on my professional life, I am a former director of marketing. My core areas for marketing were interior design and architecture. So I worked for interior design and architecture firms back in Chicago. When I came down here, no jobs, and I decided to take what I was doing in interior design and focus on just like the 5 most important things that any business would need, no matter how small it is, if it's just a one-man show or one-woman show, and really max out those things. And I call those that's like the foundational offering for any small business. And so basically what I'm going to cover tonight is a lot of the things that I wish that I knew when I was getting going in starting my business. A little bit more backstory, I've gone on to create 3 businesses and I'm working on a 4th. So we'll just call me busy all the time, but yeah, so serial entrepreneur. And I'm sitting in my boutique right now because I just wrapped up with my virtual assistant and I'm still in work mode. So this coming into tonight's presentation is perfect for just me being here. Okay, so anyway, let's get to it. All right, so I've tried to prepare in advance and pull up all of the tabs, but if I have to go get anything, just bear with me. I should be logged into everything. So I am going to share my screen. Hopefully it's, okay, you have to enable me. And we are going to start with a gem that I just found out about like in the last 3 weeks.
Is it working?
So basically, okay, let me try it again. Yep. Okay, so Google Chrome, which Google is it? Not iPad. I don't know. Let's see. Not iPad. Okay, let's try this one. I have no idea. It's not open system. Oh, sorry. Okay, 1 second, guys. I have to unlock to make some changes. New computer. Security and privacy. Okay. Quit and read. No. Wait, hold on. Oh, of course it did that. Okay. Yep. Okay, never mind. Okay, so let me, so it actually took down everything that I had up on the screen. Give me 1 sec. Let me go into my drive to find the document because I can just talk from the document. And then I'll share my screen once I click on everything. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to cover is a tool called Answer the Public. And the reason why this is the most important thing and the number one talking point for today is because Answer the Public. Okay, so if you have a business that is product or service based, doesn't really matter, you need to know exactly what your customers are searching for. And the best way that I've found how to do this is this website called Answer the Public. I'm going to go to it. I'm hoping that my settings will actually show this now. Let me try it again. Advanced, portion, slides, portion of screen, share, open system, press. Why does Zoom do this to me? Zoom. Okay. Zoom, click the lock. Okay, I had to do something. Let's see if she works. So sorry, guys. It's coming. All the info is coming. Okay, let's try it again. Portion of screen, share. Oh, this is weird. Hold on. I've literally, of course, I've never seen this before. What is this? Oh, record. Sorry, I have to open the preferences again. Jesus Christ. I can't imagine me having to put anything else into Zoom, but let's try that. Okay, can you see my screen? Something is missing.
Yes, we can see it, but it looks, it doesn't look like the full screen.
Okay.
It looks very magnified, like we only see a small section of it.
Okay, so slides, content from, okay. All right, what about now?
Yeah, we can see. Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. All right, so sorry. So, okay, so in terms of, all right, can you see the robot? Can everybody see the robot?
Yes, I can see
Okay.
that, yeah.
Okay. All right. So this might look completely crazy, but one of the most important things is for us to be able to know what people are searching for. And a tool that I recently came across for the most comprehensive search I've ever seen, like this is literally these are the things people are physically typing into Google. Okay. So can I get somebody to tell me what business you're in and what it is, what product or service you sell?
Credit repair.
Okay, credit repair, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna do a search on credit repair. And it's gonna literally tell me 71 questions that people are Googling into Google for related to credit repair. Now, the reason why this is important before I go into the results is because if you don't know what they're searching for, you don't know how they're searching for it. Obviously, I'm giving you the biggest clue, that's Google. That's what the majority of our lessons are going to be on today. If you don't know how they're searching, you don't know how to speak to them. When you're writing your copy, when you're posting on social media, when you're sending out newsletters, you need to be able to pull the information so that by the time the customer sees your post, he or she is like, oh my God, like they're literally talking to me. Like, how many of you guys have been in situations where you said something, you needed something, and then the next thing you know, it literally pops up in front of you? Probably happens all the time. It kind of gets a little freaky. And then you start looking around at the machines and you're like, oh my God, things are listening. Okay. So this is one way. This is the most direct path, right? We're all about efficiency here. This is the most direct path to get to your customers and what they're searching for. All right. You ready for this? Can you see this? The giant circle. Okay. So all right, so I'm gonna pull out a couple of examples from credit repair that people are searching for. Okay, why? Why credit repair is important, right? Some people don't actually know how important their credit is, let alone why the repairing of said credit, right? Those are probably your prime customers. You want those people, right? Okay, so that's a why. When to use credit repair service? Okay, that's actually a really good, a good question. I wouldn't have thought of that on my own. Okay, so at what point in my really shoddy credit history do I say, okay, I need to pull the trigger here and hire somebody to work on my credit, right? Like, that is a legit question. So if you were to frame your conversation with this particular person, not knowing who they are, but you're talking to them because you know that they exist, right? They're searching for this. You can see that they're searching for it. If you were to frame it and say, and maybe you have a blog post and you're like, okay, when is the best time to use a credit repair service? Now you've extracted 6 out of the 7 or 8 words that they're searching for on Google. So then what do you think is the likelihood, since you have so many of those keywords in your sentence, in your blog post, what do you think is the likelihood that Google is going to pull an exact match? Your blog just went to the first result, or at least the first page of results. This is brilliant, people. Everybody needs to be using this, okay? Product, service, men, women, and children. Okay. Let's move on to another point. All right, so, okay, this is a good one. Can credit repair remove bankruptcies? Most people this is probably one of the most asked questions for people, right? Who maybe haven't been taking care of their financial, or haven't been on top of their financial literacy, and they're like, listen, I'm tired of getting, 36% interest rates. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of not being able to qualify for a mortgage. You end up spending all this money because your credit score is tanked. Okay, so can it remove bankruptcies? All right, so maybe your next social media post addresses that. But all this does is it gives you what's called like content buckets. And these content buckets, and I'm going to show you at the very end, like the last point, I'm going to show you how to make this less overwhelming, right? Because they have 71 results for questions that are being asked specifically for credit repair. Okay, so that's that. They also have, and you can download, by the way, you only get 2 searches per day, which is awesome because like you're going to have more than enough resources to pull from in the one search. Okay. So let's just say if you own a second business, maybe you search for the second business. All right. So moving on from that, I have to go, since I'm sharing my whole screen, I have to go back to my prepared document. Okay. So the next thing is, since Google owns all of us, right? Owns all of the information everywhere, right? They were the first ones on the scene, probably going to be the last ones on the scene. Since they own everything, it is important to establish your Google My Business listing. Doesn't matter what your business is, doesn't matter what your location is, you need one. Why do you need one? Because Google, when people are searching, they are pulling from their resources first. Google My Business is more important than social media. by far. If you have a choice between spending your time on social media to build your business and on Google to build your business, you better be on Google. Okay. I'm going to walk you through. I have a boutique, so I'm going to walk you through my listing. And I actually got good at my listing because I hired a local SEO firm to run my listing for me. And we would have monthly calls. I'll leave that information in a handout at the end. What we had monthly calls, and they told me everything for 18 months. They taught me every single thing that I'm about to teach you. Okay. So I'm going to run it down based on the column. But so essentially, in order to get or claim your business listing, you need to submit, let's see if I have it in here. Yes. You need to submit, and I'm not going to click on it because I already have my listing. They already know my computer. Okay. But you're going to submit your listing to business.google.com, right? And you're going to fill it out and you're going to be like, I'm at this address, blah, blah, blah. And then they're going to send you a postcard to verify your business listing at that address. Now, can you use an address that's not your home if you're a home-based business? Yes, I would suggest renting a PO box, right? You don't want your home address listed unless people are coming to your home. In my case, people are coming to my home. Okay, so you want to fill that out. It's going to take between 5 and 7 days to receive this postcard. It's going to have a code on it. When you get back, you're going to get back on your computer, put the code into Google My Business, and then your listing becomes automated. So I'm going to take you through what an automated listing looks like right now. So this is their main homepage, right? And the reason why they set this up this way is because it's a free tool, absolutely free, but they're prepping you for ads, right? But everything that I'm about to give you, if you do it, you will never need ads. Okay. I'm about free 99 as often as possible because, you're a small business. You want to throw your resources back into your business, not into ads necessarily at first. Okay. So it's important, and I'm about to tell you this and I'm about to laugh because I haven't done it. It's important that you post regularly. And what's regularly? Well, Google suggests that you post 2 to 3 times per week. Now, those posts could consist of photos, products, or regular posts. Okay, so I'm just going to go down to my photos that I've uploaded. Basically, you have a cover photo, you have a logo, and then you have a list of products or services that you would offer, right? And so if you're in a service business, for example, you might want to list that you maybe here, right? It's hire us for your credit repair needs, blah, blah, blah. Click the website button to get started, right? Okay. Obviously, if you're in the product business, this is what we're looking at. Okay. All right. So products is the other thing that you can post regularly. That's included in the 2 to 3 times per week. What Google wants to see always is that you're constantly updating your listings, right? You're being as active as possible on their platform. And in exchange for that, as a thank you, they will recommend your site more. You can absolutely, given the things that I'm about to show you, you can absolutely reach the top 10 in your local area, right? So if you live in, Brooklyn, right? Right. So you want the top 10 in Brooklyn, right? If you're a service-based business or if you're a product-based business, because people usually search by neighborhoods. Okay. So that's one way. And then you can do a post. This is the part I'm going to laugh at because I haven't done it in a while. Google, bear with me. Okay. So a post is something that you can do to go into detail about your product or service. You can go and talk about the benefits. You can talk about the colors, right? And then Google creates this really cool feature where you can link directly to your product. So if I link directly to this, I am going to this product on my website. So customers do have the opportunity to link. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is a little slow today. Customers do have the opportunity to link to your website. And all right, I'm just going to close out because she's not cooperating. And so these posts, the photos, the products, they all contribute to your success on Google. All right. So if you don't have an address that you'd like to share, I would suggest getting, what do you call those mailbox services that have the address? Get one of those.
Virtual address.
Okay, get yourself a virtual address. And then what happens, because Google does actually require that you list a phone number, right? They will not publish you. They will penalize you if you do not have a phone number. So how do you get a phone number that's not yours? Well, Google has another really cool tool that I've had used on all kinds of men and people, like when I was applying for cars and mortgages, because I don't want everybody to have my number. So I consider this my Batcave number. But it's really kind of like a swerve number, right? Like you don't want people having your information. So the best swerve number is Google Voice. Okay, I already have an account. I'm hoping it doesn't log in. But if you go to Google, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to say, select the Google Voice number. Now, the reason why this is super important is because it's a mask, right? So imagine somebody calls 954-666-3333, right? That's not your phone number, but it's going to ring to your phone. Okay. Right. I see you, Ann. Okay. So it's going to ring to your phone number. Now, this is the number that's into the public, right? And they also have like this really cool feature that you can use that will screen the caller. It will screen the caller before it sends the call to you. So this sort of mitigates the spammers and the people who trying to get something quick, like they have to announce themselves, right? So that's Google Voice. Totally recommend that, a virtual address, whatever. All right, the next thing. So now that we know what people are searching for, we know that they're searching on Google. So we have to have a Google My Business listing. We don't want to give up our address. So we have to have our virtual address. And then we're going to go back into Google's pockets, their deep pockets, and we're going to get a free Google Voice number. Is everybody with me? Okay. All right. So I'm clicking out of these things, right? And I'm going to go to the next thing. Okay. So actually, sorry, let me go back to Google My Business. More points. All right. So we went through the photos. We went through the posts. Let me get into the info bit. Super important. When you're creating your listing, you will have to put in options for hours, service areas. They give you quite a few service areas. So if you just start throwing in the cities that your customers live or densely populated areas, big cities, you definitely want to get those in, right? It doesn't hurt anything, but obviously you want your own local city and the areas that surround you, especially if you're a service business. Like those would be the things that come first. They didn't have this when I first started, but now they have online service hours. Okay, so then you would put those in if you're online only. And then you could have special hours. So let's just say for the 4th of July that's coming up, you're only open, your store is only open for 4 hours that day. And it's going to be a monster sale that day, right? There you go. All right, and then we get to my Google Voice number, right? Like call history is even on. So this thing actually records, it doesn't record the call, that's illegal, but the call history. So you get to know who's calling. They get sent to voicemail. It's visual voicemail. So you can actually just look at the voicemail without even having to listen to it. And then I have a couple of things linked in my sort of Google monstrosity, right? Because I know Google pulls from itself first. I know that there's a huge percentage of people that see my photos every single time somebody searches in the Fort Lauderdale area. Every time somebody searches boutique near me, I pop up in the first 10, right? So the next thing that I want to touch on just really quickly before I go into it in detail later is the automation, right? So if you're in credit repair and you are posting regularly 2 to 3 times a week to Google, you know exactly what your customers are asking for. You're writing content regularly, which I'll get to that again later, an easy, very easy way to write your content. Now it's time to figure out, okay, I have all of these things, and you're going out to networking events and you're meeting humans, right? How do I automate as much of this as possible so that I'm not exhausted at the end of the day, at the end of every day? Now, all of us are in some kind of way as business owners. So automation, as it turns out, is the most important thing you can do outside of knowing where to find your customers and how to talk to your customers. Because now that you know what to say to them, they're listening, right? 97% of people who are searching for things, they belong in a pipeline. 97% of them aren't ready to buy right away. And there's a huge percentage of those people that don't even know you yet. They want to get familiar with you, right? So you have to figure out the best way to automate as many tasks as possible before you hire your first assistant, okay? So I figured out, since Google is the biggest aggregate of information in the world, that if I place a calendar link in my business profile, that I'll get leads automatically from Google. Somebody searches for me, right? It takes them to my cover photo, which is this. By the way, I host parties, shopping parties at my boutique, right? So if somebody's coming across my business listing on Google, this is the first picture that they see. If they click the website button, which I'm not going to take you to because it's on Maps now. If they click on the website button, it takes them to my calendar link on Calendly. Okay. Now, if I go to this link, this is another one of the things I was going to talk to you about. It takes them to a little page that tells them a little bit more about booking a party here. Now, what's important, because I live here as well as run my business here, is that I screen people as much as possible. So this is just basically an intake form. You want to collect at least the name and at least an email address from every single buddy you encounter, and then you want to categorize them. This is the automation process. Once they submit this form, it goes to my email service provider, which is Klaviyo. And then I get notification, somebody is looking to book a party. Okay, great. Now that's when the conversation starts. All I did was post this on Google one time, right? And every lead that comes in is like, cha-ching, cha-ching, right? Okay, that's what we want for your business. All right, so moving on. All right, so in terms of Google My Business, that's basically it. You can go into detail. You could list out all of the things that you offer, right? And then you can go into even more, you can drill down into even more detail from there. But that is Google My Business. Get one. What is it? Get in where you fit in. Get one. Everybody needs one. All right. Now, on to the next thing. We're going to Calendly. Actually, I just probably click on that, couldn't I? Yeah, I could. Why are you being difficult? Calendar management and automation, two very important things, right? So once they fill that form out, it takes them to, it sends me an email, right? Once we talk and I figure out, if they're a good fit, if they're the right person to come to my house and do this thing, then fine. Okay. Then they get sent a link to schedule a party. Why this is important for you is because you know how sometimes when you're trying to connect with somebody and you're going back and forth trying to figure out the day, the time. Okay, this eliminates all of those things. This is a system that allows you to send a link to your contact, your connection, your prospect, and this allows them to look to schedule to see what days you have available to meet. So I have Mondays and Tuesdays that the showroom is closed, but I'm available on these days, and they can book their own party from here. If that's not automation, I don't know what it is. I have reduced down to zero my back and forth with clients, right? Now I've got them on a system, right, that collects the leads from Google. It sends me an email. I speak with them and pre-qualify them, and then I send them the Calendly link. They book it. It goes on to my calendar. This is crazy. I had one conversation with these people, and all of that has taken place. Okay. All right. Is everybody with me? Okay. All right. Clicking out of that. So they have a free version. Definitely check this out. Okay. That's Calendly. More automation tools. Okay. Klaviyo. Well, you guys have heard of MailChimp. Klaviyo is MailChimp on Oxy. Yeah, I did that. I said that. Okay. Klaviyo is the most robust email marketing platform with all kinds of built-in automations. They have more automations than you have like days in a year, right? And so in looking at all the things that they offer, the most important thing for any business starting, by the way, they have a free plan. It's up to 500 email addresses. The most important thing that they have is called their flows. Okay. This is one of those, I don't know if you guys remember, like way back in the day, they had a rotisserie machine. It was like set it and forget it. That's what flows do for email automation. So as a e-commerce store and a physical space, I have one way that I deal with physical customers, but the other way that I automate my online customers who are all across the country is through flows. So I have things set up like an abandoned cart reminder. You guys have been on a website, you put something in the cart, you got distracted, you walked away, you went to sleep, whatever. And then you get an email 4 hours later or the next day, like, did you forget something? That's me. That's what we do here. Okay. All right. And some of you have actually never put a thing in the cart and you were just browsing and you got an email from somebody like me. Like, did you see anything you liked? Okay. That's not weird. It's a little weird, right? So, and then we have things like customer thank you, new versus returning, customer win back. So this is somebody who's placed an order, but she may not have placed an order in the past 45 days. And I want to just give her a little nudge automatically. I'm not going in and doing any of this. I set all of this up one time a year and a half ago, and I haven't looked at it since, right? These are all the things. A welcome series, right? So if you meet somebody, right, and they submit a form on Google, you've got their information. Now you can email them, right? You put them through a welcome series that tells them, because remember, 97% of the people aren't ready to pull the trigger just yet. You can put them through an email series that tells them all about you, which could include a video, the importance of credit repair. You could be answering 5 of the questions that they're already Googling, right? And put that into a welcome series for them where it's a drip campaign and it sends an email to them once every week for 5 weeks, okay? Or 8 weeks or however many. This is the most important thing from Klaviyo. Nothing else is going to matter to you. The analytics, no. This is on autopilot. This is how you make money while you're sleeping and keep in touch with people while you're sleeping. You're constantly pulling people into your funnel, and all you do is set it and forget it. That is Klaviyo. Okay. All right. So finally, this was another fun fun find. All right. So remember earlier when we talked about how when you're typing things in to answer the public, and you're trying to figure out how people are searching, what they're searching for, right? So you get all those topics and you're like, I don't have time to be writing. Okay, yeah. So you got all these social media captions, you got LinkedIn, you got Pinterest, you got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got TikTok, you got Snapchat, you got, I don't even know how many are you using. By the way, I would say consolidate 3, maybe 4 max, your social media. Okay, you can't be everywhere for everyone. Now, and one of those 3 or 4 better be Google My Business. Okay. All right. So and I'm such a geek about stuff like this, like I'm a technology person, right? One of my favorite tools, which is why I saved it for last, is a tool. It's a copywriting software that's AI assisted. So basically it's written by robots. Okay. The reason why this is fantastic for you in your business is because if you copy one of those questions out of Answer the Public, tell me, who's the credit repair lady? I need a question from her.
You can use the one that says, can credit repair remove bankruptcies?
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to go into templates, and let's just assume we're going to write a lengthy social media post. Okay, so let's type in, can you use, what was it?
Can you use credit repair to remove bankruptcies?
Is that how you spell it? Bankruptcies. Okay. And then we want it to sound professional, not friendly, because we're not friends yet. That's later, once they're already in your pipeline. You'd be like, hey girl, you getting this credit repair done or what? Okay, so Jasper has the paragraph generator. They have a lot of different things. They can write blogs, they can do all of these things. Okay, can you use credit repair to remove bankruptcies? So we are going to input 2 just to see what it gives us. Generate AI content. Jasper is going to scour the internet and put some stuff together for you. Do you see that? Who has time to write all of this in 4 seconds? Right. Yeah, I'm feeling the energy shift, right? Now, is it a perfect process every time? No. But isn't it faster to make a couple of edits than to think of this from scratch? Now you can speak directly to the credit repair person because you know exactly what they're searching for. You've automated the process of them finding you on Google and getting to you with the forms, right? Like they're gonna click a button on your website or whatever, and they're gonna be able to find you from there, right? Then you're gonna email them a series of emails that lets them know who you are, because ultimately people do business with people, not businesses. Okay. So in those emails from Klaviyo, you're going to be like, hey, so I'm Susan, I live in I've got a family. This is, credit repair is my absolute passion. I've been doing it for the last 20 years. I excel at it. I'm like #1 in my industry. I wrote a book about it, blah, 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 blah. They're all getting to know you, right? At their own pace. Because guess what? Now you're speaking directly to them, right? Now, by the time they cross that threshold of like, I'm really not sure about this thing, if I need it, you've already answered their questions. You're literally speaking directly to them. So that 97% of people, some of them are moving to ready to buy from you. That's how you get the leads. That's how you automate your business. That's the presentation. Do we have any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
That was so powerful, Venece. Oh my gosh. I hope everyone took what you were taking into consideration because automation in your business is so vitally important. You don't want to do every single task because you're just pretty much buying yourself a job. So you need to have these systems in place that Venece is talking about in order for you to even, like she said, right? You can be staying in contact with your clients while you're sleeping or while they're sleeping, right?
Mhm.
The what is it? The oiled wheel is still moving. And that's
It
the
is.
most important thing in your business.
Yeah,
So
and you have to
don't have
capture,
automations, you need
Yeah.
automations.
you need, you can't be everywhere. Like, what is the saying? You can't be everything to everyone. You can't be everywhere at the same time and still be effective. Automation is key. The tools that I gave you, I believe out of the 5 that I gave you, 4 are free. I believe there might be a fee for Jasper. I pay for Jasper because I'm writing content for 3 businesses, so I pay for it. But pretty much free or no investment. You're really going to invest time. And I wish that I had this 5 years ago when I got started. I just got Jasper a couple of months ago and have lost my mind creating blogs, content, all my social media posts. Okay, actually, one more thing. Remember how I said, if you are creating content, automation is key? Okay. These are my social media posts that I have coming up. This is Instagram, this is Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, there's Twitter, and there's TikTok. I could schedule a post to all of these accounts at the same time through a software called Later. It's amazing. You can organize your business. I have 3 businesses in here, right? So if you have multiple businesses, you can plan out your content in advance. But this is the key to automation, right? You plan it and then it sends it to Instagram automatically. And then all you do is you just respond to people who are commenting and liking, right? It's just, that's the dialogue now. That's the way things are moving forward. You absolutely have to consider it's called the Pareto principle, but it's the 80-20 rule, right? So 20% of your customers will represent 80% of your revenue. If you think about that, right? 20% of your time, like the time that you spend in automation, will result in 80% of your revenue. So you have to automate. Otherwise, you're working 100% of the time. Okay, so Later is the last software. I use that to schedule all of the social media. I can talk directly to my clients based on the information that they search for online. The blog posts that I create speak directly to them. The Google posts that I create speak directly, answer all of their burning questions. And the email sequence that I sent them after they gave me their email address speaks directly to them, right? Clavio said it best. Let me see if they have it on here. They said, talk to your customers like you know them. And I would add, talk to your customers like you know them and know exactly what they want. And take it a step further, and you know how to give it to them. Okay. All right. Now I'm done. Any questions?
That Later app is so important. Like, it's going to help you be more consistent with social media. And like me, for example, I get almost all of, not almost, but like 90% of my traffic comes from social media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So leveraging
I mean,
this type of system is just like, it's a win-win.
mm-hmm. And it's perfectly okay. Like if you have credit repair, for example, right? You go into Jasper and you're like, okay, I'm going to copy paste the things from Answer the Public into a master document. and you take those things and you put them into Jasper, and Jasper spits out its thing, right? You can have, you could be saying 20 things over and over and over again, and it's going to hit people at different times. There's no such thing unless you're like, okay, so we'll use Instagram because it's got the feed. If you're using Instagram, nobody's, okay, if they land on your page, they're probably not going to get through 12 posts, right?
Right.
So 12 is actually a really good number to restart saying the thing that you might have said before. I would bump it out to 18, right? 12, 15, 18 posts, right? Because they're for sure, 60% of them won't get to 12. The other, right, it drops off to hell after that. Nobody's looking beyond 12 to 15 posts. So it's okay to recycle that content again, right? But the beauty of Jasper is he's going to write this for you in 100 different ways. So now you can just take a simple 5-6 word statement, and Jasper is going to give you something. He will come up here. I'm going to put it in again. Into a different, not a paragraph generator. I'm going to put it into a social media post caption. Okay. And then I'm going to put the output at 10. Now they're about to give me 10 potential captions for Instagram. While credit repair can't remove bankruptcies from your credit report, we all know that's a lie. It can help you improve your credit so you can get back on track. Call us today. The beauty about this is that some of the things actually include a call to action. Nothing you're posting online should be leaving off a call to action. What is it that you want this person to do next? How do you want them to act? Like, what is it that you want from them? What is the next step? And a lot of entrepreneurs, especially small businesses, they go straight for the kill, right? There's a reason why I gave you the 97 and 3 number. Everybody is going towards, everybody's trying to get to the 3 because those are the people who are ready to buy right now. But nobody's actually talking to this group. This is the group that's going to make you rich. Okay? Rich. I'm rich. So now you've got Jasper. You don't need to even recycle past the 15 posts. You got 10 options in 3 seconds here. So, and if you wanted to, like, okay, let's just say you wanted to do a blog post based on this. All right. Well, let's see what Jasper's got, because you have to keep doing things for Google to remain happy happy with you. Otherwise, they'll restrict you, and then you're like watching things dry up. But if you've done everything and put them on autopilot and collected that email address right away, nobody can ever take your email address away, that list away from you. That is your gold, right? So then we'll do an outline. Now we want to know if it can give us a post outline. What is a credit report, and why is it important to keep them accurate and up to date? Well, this is how to dispute inaccurate information. So maybe you say, with this information, I'm actually going to create like a little PDF, right? In exchange for their email address, or in exchange for $7, or, like maybe this becomes your own little high value content offer, right? How to choose the right credit repair service for you. Well, this is the part where now you've written this great article, you've written this great PDF, you've given it to them, right? How to choose the right person for you, right? Like, they're buying you. So this is what Jasper is capable of. It's incredible. I wish I had it a long time ago, but you guys go for it and enjoy. Okay.
Thank you so much, Venece. We really, really, really appreciate you coming and putting on this masterclass for the 7 Ways to Wealth community. So I am going to open the floor for questions. I know people have some questions because they're all about marketing their business. Melanie in the chat said, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Happy to help.
Ronald in the chat said, thanks for the information. Got a bunch of emojis here.
Thanks, guys. I don't know how. Oh, here we go. Man, me and
Any
Zoom.
questions?
Do we have any questions?
So I have a question. So the first tool that you said was ask, what is it called? Ask me something.
Oh, it's answer
Oh,
the public.com.
answer the public. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, you know what? It's funny you mentioned it because someone mentioned it to me like 2 or 3 days ago, and I went on there and I was searching generational wealth because that's my industry. And I was searching and doing research, and then boom, I went to 2. I went to 2 and 3, and then I got maxed out. And I said, I didn't know I only had 3 chances.
Per day.
Yes, per day. So my question is, I have a YouTube channel. I was wondering if I can use this as a way to title my videos for YouTube. Because
Yes.
YouTube is the second largest search engine owned by Google. So I would think that I could double dip.
Of course, you should be quadruple, like dipping down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take the what they're searching from, answer the public, you throw it into Jasper, it creates all of these, scenarios, but they absolutely have, Jasper even has a YouTube, oh God, what is it
Don't
called?
tell me that, because now
They
I'm gonna go
do.
sign up for Jasper, because I've been kind of sleeping on Jasper.
Okay,
And
so
creating my own content, but now that you're telling me that, I need to leverage AI.
yes, you do. So they have so Jasper has a Google My Business What's New post. They
Yeah.
have a Google My Business product description, an offer post, a Google Ads headline. Like, this thing writes ads for you, right? And then not only does it write Instagram, blah, 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 it's got it's got not just like video titles for YouTube and video descriptions. It's got hooks and introduction, right? These are things that you can create a video introduction that will capture, I'm reading, your viewers' attention and compel them to watch all the way through, right? These are the things that gets people to respond. Like, this is copywriting by, I hate to say it, but it's copywriting by a robot, but this stuff is like, whoo, that's spot on. Video titles, video script outline. Okay, are we ready for this? I don't know who else in your group has, and the one of the more important things, if you don't end up on Answer the Public, you can put in a search term into Jasper for video topic ideas. And you can put in credit repair, for financial blah, 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 right? Credit repair. And it'll give you probably 10 topics that you could do for your YouTube videos. So now it's giving you topic ideas.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Game changer. Listen, you guys, my YouTube's about to blow up because I'm going straight to Jasper for some help.
Yes. So, yeah. So that's, I could give you one more. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm a little camera shy.
No.
But I haven't been, so I had COVID last year in August, and after having COVID, I had what's called long COVID. So my symptoms went long. I didn't have any symptoms during COVID except for a runny nose. After COVID, I lost my mind, literally lost my memory, right? Couldn't remember words like Wednesday, okay? And so I ended up with Jasper to help me with this. And as a result of using Jasper, I've been able to write more. But long story short, my full brain in terms of like recording and talking to people hasn't returned yet. I'm still waiting. The one tool that I found this year that changed all of my pauses where I'm thinking of things, where I'm trying to, because being on a camera it's a little weird, right? There's nothing normal about that. I can talk to anybody about anything in person, but being on camera is just weird for me. And so I'm camera shy. I'm not like people shy. And so I found this tool called Big View. Big View is basically a teleprompter for your phone.
Oh my gosh.
Now you could take everything from Jasper, copy it over and paste it into Big View, and it starts, you read the script.
Oh my.
Now you don't miss an important point or have to recall a word.
That's exactly what I've been waiting for. I always thought to myself, like, I need a teleprompter. That would just be because I am creating content every single day and I'm
Every day.
always behind camera.
Yeah, there you go.
So if anything can help me during that process, I'm there.
Jasper, no, Answer the Public, Jasper, Big View.
Yes. I hope you guys wrote that down. And I hope that you guys are using YouTube as a way to grow your business as well. I can't tell you how many sales I get from YouTube. Some of you guys have joined 7 Ways to Wealth due to YouTube.
Mm.
So if you're not using YouTube in your business and educating, the people out there on YouTube, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing your business a disservice because.
And you're never going to automate unless because YouTube is automation. You post the video one time and you keep making money from that video.
Yep. Exactly. Oh
Any
my
other
God.
questions?
Yeah. Is there any other questions?
I have a question. So when you use Answer the Public, so you search today, and all those questions come up, can you use those same questions tomorrow, or you suggest that we search every day to see if there are different questions every day?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The amount of search results that came back for credit repair, for example, were 71. You don't need to search again for 2 months. You got 71 things you can write about.
Yes.
Multiply that 71 times the places you're going to be serving up this content. So you got 500 posts that you need to make from the 71 questions.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So that's what I want.
You'll never get to the second question. You won't need to.
That is so true. Melanie, this is what you do. You do a reel answering all of those questions.
Yeah. Answering everything.
Do a YouTube video answering all the questions, and then go to Jasper and get the YouTube description. So that Google will put that as the number one thing. Because now it's a video, right? Google's going to show the videos first. They're going to show their videos first on YouTube. So make a video about everything. Shit, make a video about making videos, and you're gonna end up getting clicks and getting paid, because that is automation. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I love this. This is brilliant. This is brilliant, but based off of the information that Venece provided today, your traffic for your business, your website is going to be through the roof. But the key is you actually putting this stuff into action, you actually executing and doing what she told you and utilizing those tools. I know myself, I'm going to go sign up for Jasper right now, and I'm going to go search those top terms on Ask Republic. And another thing that I did not know is that Google is a freaking social media. I did not know that. I did not know that you can post. It looks just like Facebook. I have a Google My Business and I've never posted. I've seen like a button or two, but I've never posted. And so now it makes sense if you use all the tools that Google provides, they're going to rank you.
They're going to rank you because your stuff is on their platform. They're going to rank you highest and first because they're pulling from, by the way, Google is more important than your website.
Wow.
Because you can actually skip the website. You just post on Google, collect the email leads from Google, schedule phone calls, like say you have a service, right? Credit repair. And then who needs to see the website at a certain point, right? In the beginning, it's just like, you got to focus on the automation. But if you skip the website, nobody cares, right? Because you're on Google. So they know you're like, yeah, you could be like one of those really artistic people that's just like, yeah, no, I don't believe in those things because I'm brilliant at what I do. And I don't need a website to tell you how brilliant I am. I'm just brilliant. Now, either you trust me or you don't. And if you don't, you can move on. I got a whole list of customers who are waiting to take your spot. So what's it going to be?
Wow.
Right. So Google gives you the ability to be eccentric, right? You're like, yeah, I don't really know about you, or yeah, let's right? So yeah, Google is king.
Oh my gosh. Listen, if you don't have a Google My Business, please jump off of this Zoom call immediately and get a Google My Business.
And
It's
Google
free.
Voice. And Google
Yes,
Voice.
it's
So you can field those phone calls.
Yes, I know I called a couple of Google Voices today, booking them to be a guest speaker. I'm like, oh, they gave me a Google Voice number?
Yeah. I think I think people have caught on.
Yes. But thank you so much, Venece. You have brought so much value to this community tonight. This was an amazing masterclass, and I know that everyone on this call is going to implement what you have taught them, and they're going to
Yes.
execute and get these tools and utilize them so that they can leverage their business, drive more traffic, get more sales. So
Yes.
Venece actually is putting together a list for you guys.
Yeah, a little handout just to cover everything that we went over today and all the
Yeah.
links.
So she comes bearing gifts. So
That'll be ready tomorrow.
yeah, so as soon as she gives it to me, I'm gonna send an email blast and share it with you guys. And she has all the links and all the information there. Yep, for all the tools. So definitely, guys, take action. That's the only thing that I have to say is take action and grow your business. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Venece. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
to everybody on this masterclass. I love you guys. I will see you guys on Friday. Remember, we are starting a new book. We are starting the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, okay? And we are only doing the first 5 pages. So we're coming back on Friday, 7 p.m. on Zoom, and we're going to be discussing the first 5 pages and dropping bars. So if you haven't gotten your book, go ahead and get your book so that we can mastermind together and, dive into that personal development, okay? Because we're all entrepreneurs, we're winners, and we need this. So I love you guys, and I will see you on Friday on Zoom, okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye.
you.